Hi all, it's JK here, and this is a video on buying a 360 Modena or the 360 Spider. It's a bit of a pitfall buying one of these cars, and if you're like me, you're relatively young and you've got a bit of spare money, it's risky. It's a risky investment. So yeah, there she is. That's my personal favourite, the Rosso Red cream leather interior. Out of my price range now, 85 grand this guy's asking, and you know, why have they increased so much? I don't know. I can't seem to find the answer to that question, so that might be another video. But right, what are you looking for? Now, approved used dealers will offer you warranty wise. So as you can see here, I went fishing to see how much it would cost myself to get a quote. My main advice to you is try and buy private, because obviously you'll make a bigger saving. Dealers are dodgy, to be honest. One story I can tell you is we went to Ferrari in Nottingham once, and it was the very first time I'd ever sat in this garage, and I've been a few times, and it was the first time I'd ever sat in a Ferrari, and it happened to be a Challenge Stradale, and it was 110 grand. My mate, he's very, very, switched on, and he can spot anything a mile off. He noticed straight away something dodgy about the car. There was a hell of a lot of welding on the driver's side door and underneath the steering wheel, and he noticed that the bumper at the front, driver's side panel, was sticking out by about half an inch to 3/4 of an inch. So I pulled the dealer and I said, yeah, what's all this? Why is that all scrapped? And the first thing he said was, well, it's not being recorded as being in an accident. Now, I've had an accident in one of my cars, and I know you can recover the car before anyone finds out and get it repaired, so it's never classed as an insurance. So yeah, we shot him down there. His excuse was, oh well, it's hand built in Maranello or Modena or wherever they're built. And I said, no, it's not. It's automated. The 360 is the first one to be shifted to a modern automation process at manufacturing. His face dropped because I knew what I was talking about. But this was an approved used, guy, proper garage, authorised dealer, and he's trying to con me into buying a piece of crap basically that's been an accident. And it was £110,000 as well. So I said, all right, let me test drive it. And he said, no, he didn't give me the test drive anyway. So warranty wise, what you need to watch out with, because a lot of the used dealers give you warranty wise, is it's parts and labour only up to X amount. Next thing is, even if it's for sale from a dealer, get it HPI checked, because dealers are dodgy. I mean, I went to look at a white one. This is 2013 when I was in the market for one. I did a lot of research, as I say. And I looked at this white one, spoke to this dealer, and it was gorgeous. It was white, black wheels, with the Italian stripe down the middle of it. Obviously not standard. It was obviously, I think it was actually yellow on the book. And he wanted 45 grand for it. We agreed 40. You can see there, look, I got 5 grand knocked off it. But anyway, he was dodgy. He was a dealer, right, with a business partner, and apparently they had a dealership in Plymouth and they had one in Chester. But this car was in Chester getting work done, as you can see from these notes. So we went driving to Chester to have a look. We just pounced on him. And he goes, oh, it's not here, it's in Plymouth, my business partner. I said, hang on a minute. I showed him the text message. You told me the car was here getting work done. And he just went quiet. Yeah, it's in Plymouth. I almost hit him, actually, because I was so angry that he wasted it. It took us 3 hours to get there, just to be told that. So yeah, another example of how fucking idiots dealers are. But get it HPI checked, even if it's an approved used dealer, because they're crooks. Get an AA engineer, an RAC engineer, to go and look at it as well. I don't care if it's an approved used deal or whatever, you do that because it's a lot of money. And they are liars. You go into a Ferrari garage, right, and you'd expect them to be professional, posh, don't lie, very honest. They aren't. The liars. They're the biggest liars. I've caught these guys out in Nottingham and in Sheffield as well. Even the Porsche garage, I've caught them out so many times on lies. It's just unreal. So yeah, get an RAC engineer onto it. The other thing is, avoid the F1 flappy paddle. I've test driven the F1, and I've test driven the standard manual, which this one is. This one's the standard manual box, as you can see there. And the F1 box, it's very slow. You change up and down, and it takes a bit of time to before it responds, which me personally I found very irritating. And B, the F1 burns through clutches. I think a clutch, one guy told me he only had 3,000 miles out of it. And the clutch is 1,500 quid plus labour. So, 3,000 miles. Whereas this manual here, I think you guaranteed 20,000 miles if you drive it hard. So if you drive it careful, you'll get probably a lifetime out of it. So yeah, avoid the F1 box. Ideally, if you went for someone like this age, 2014, you should be laughing. It would have had all the work done. It should be fine. I spoke to a guy that owns a 575 Maranello the other day, and he's not very happy. He spent, I think it was back in this era actually, 2013. I think he spent 60 grand on this car, or 50 grand. But in the first 6 months, it needed £16,000 spending on it because all sorts went wrong. The other thing is, you need to do at least 3,000 miles a year in them, otherwise all sorts goes wrong. This includes the modena, corrosion problems, things seizing up. Obviously the battery will go flat, but let's say it's been stood for a year, not turned over once. If you go and turn it on, all sorts go wrong with it. Seals crack, then there's oil, blust everywhere, I've just seen a YouTube video, a guy's experienced the same problem with his modena. He said he'd left it stood for a while, turned it on, and a huge load of oil came flying out of the engine, so he had to turn it off quick. So that's damage to the engine straight away, even though he turned it off. It's, no oil. So eventually that'll fail now. But yeah, and he said oil went everywhere, and it turned out a seal went, which is down to it being stood a while. Now you don't get that with Japanese cars or German cars, but you do with Italian cars, so just bear that in mind. So, but he was saying it's only cost him, he's owned it for 2 years, so he bought it the same year I was looking at getting mine. And it's cost him, on average, 3.5 grand a year to run. Which ain't bad. So, assuming nothing goes wrong, you need an extra spare 3-4 grand a year. If something does go wrong, you can need up to 100% value of the car. Approved used dealers charge about 150 quid, 200 quid an hour labour, I think. I know a lot of people really do kick up on that, but they just don't budge. They say, well, if you don't like it, go away. The thing is, I personally would find a Ferrari specialist. They're usually half the cost, and they know what they're doing. They love the car. Whereas if you go to a Ferrari garage, you see them walking around with their hands in the pockets, dragging their feet on the floor. So, they're just young lads. They're not particularly special. It's just the way it is, just for that stamp. But yeah, ultimately though, me personally, I'd go private sell, won't bother with a dealer, trade seller. But that's what you need to watch out for. And this is the one I'd go for. I'd go for the Spider with the Rosso red, the two-toning interior, the cream interior with the black dash. That's awesome. Then get yourself a nice-looking woman and look the business. So yeah, I hope you find this video helpful. I mean, this is all information that took me a while to gather, and yeah, I hope you benefit from it.